Okay, so we've seen the note well, and now we're ready for Paul to share his proposal for a recharger. Paul?
Hello, hello, folks. This is the
Hello.
port. Yeah. So may I share the
Sure.
screen and start? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. You can hear me, right? Okay.
Yes.
So this is a slide for our I2NSF working group rechartering. So I prepared the rechartering text with Diego Lopez. Thank you for his help. So this figure shows a self-adaptive I2NSF framework to extend our current I2NSF. Basically, you can see we introduce new I2NSF component called the I2NSF analyzer, which means it collect monitoring data from NSFs, okay, such as the fiber, web filter, etc. So using machine learning for feedback information with the NSF monitoring data, so we're using many kinds of machine learning, such as RNN or other deep learning technology we can apply, and we can make some feedback information. So we deliver that information through new interface. It is called the application interface, which means that feedback information can be used to update or generate current security policy rule, or we generate a new policy rule. And that rule update or new generated policy will be delivered over an NSF interface. So we can see this extended I2NSF framework providing feedback control loop. So we collect NSF monitoring data and we process the data with the machine learning technology, and we deliver feedback information to security controller. Controller deliver new or updated security policy to appropriate the NSFs. So this extension of I2NSF framework is described in my new ID. So revised I2NSF framework interfaces, basically we pretty much completed registration interface, consumer facing interface, NSF facing interface, monitoring interface. Okay, capability, the young data model case, my student Patrick and I prepared all the revision comment from ISG. So I think early next week we can upload new updated internet draft along with the revision letter to ISG and also transport area some art. So monitoring interface case, we got young doctor review. So we are working for revision after capability young data model revision. So other cases passed already working group last call. So I believe this is the right time we introduce new interface, application interface. So application interface is you can see between security controller and I2NSF analyzer. Okay. So this is the text for rechartering. So I describe this one is already you guys aware of this description I2NSF. Okay, so basically I2NSF provides security function vendors, users, and operators with the standard framework and interfaces for cloud-based security services. I2NSF enables the enforcement of a high-level security policy, which is expressed according to a user perspective of a target network. This security policy enforcement in I2NSF is a data-driven approach using the conf-yang or less conf-yang. So where a security policy is constructed based on Yang data model. So this is a description of our I2NSF. And then I described the framework in terms of components, I2NSF user, security controller, network security functions, NSF, and the developers management system, we can say DMS. So, and then I will explain one by one, right? So okay, there is some missing I. Okay, so I2NSF user specifies high-level security policy for a target network, and the security controller is aware of the capabilities of the attached NSFs, using them to build the security services, certifying the policy expressed by the I2NSF user. NSF provides a set of specific security capabilities, such as firewalling, web filtering, packet inspection, and DDoS OS attack mitigation. Applying security policy rules. The DMS registers the capabilities of an NSF with the security controller, okay? And then I explain another 4 interfaces, such as consumer-facing interfaces, NSF-facing interface, and registration interface, and the monitoring interface. So I explained one by one. So consumer-facing interface is used to deliver high-level security policies from I2NSF user to security controller. NSF-facing interface is used to deliver low-level security policies from security controller to an NSF. Registration interface is used to register capabilities of NSF with the security controller. The monitoring interface is used to collect monitoring data from an NSF. From now on, so we explain the new goal, okay, such as feedback control, okay, feedback control, okay. So the goal of I2NSF is to define a set of software interfaces and data models of such interfaces for configuring, maintaining, and monitoring NSFs in cloud environments, including NFV and the edge deployment. For security management automation, this is a new keyword. So security management automation means self-auditive security services. In an autonomous security system, I2NSF needs to have a feedback control loop consisting of security policy compilation in an NSF, monitoring for an NSF, data analysis for NSF monitoring data, feedback delivery, and the security policy augmentation or generation. So this is a description of our goal. And then I explain the security management automation. The I2NSF framework requires a new component to collect NSF monitoring data and analyze them, which is called an I2NSF analyzer. So also, the I2NSF framework needs a new interface to deliver feedback messages for security policy adjustment from I2NSF analyzer to security controller. A proper translation of the friend actions onto NSF capabilities require a well-defined model for representing these actions. So this is a security management related extension. And next, I explain some security vulnerability, such as supply chain attacks. Okay, so we are assuming all developers management system providing a clean virtual machine or container. But if such an assumption is broken, our I2NSF framework can be broken. I2NSF is vulnerable to inside and supply chain attacks since it trusts NSF capability declarations as provided by Developers Management System, DMS, assuming that NSFs work appropriately in all circumstances, as well as I2NSF users policy declarations and the actions of the security controller. The restoration of NSF capabilities, the declaration of security policy from either the I2NSF user or its enforcement by the security controller, and the monitoring data from an NSF are assumed to be genuine and non-malicious. Okay. So, and then I describe the system breakage scenario. If one of such activities is malicious, the security system based on I2NSF may collapse. To prevent this malicious activity from happening in the I2NSF framework or detect the root of a security attack, all the activities in the I2NSF framework should be logged in on either a centralized or decentralized, such as a blockchain way. Also, the provenance and the status of the I2NSF component, such as I2NSF user, security controller, NSF, DMS, and I2NSF analyzer needed to be verified by remote attestation, leveraging the current result mostly focused on IT environment. Finally, the current young data models for the I2NSF interfaces are designed on the basis of NSFs implemented as virtual machines, and therefore they needed to be redesigned for the case where I2NSF components are instantiated by containers in the cloud native NFV architecture. So I described all text rechartering. So, and then I will describe in deliverables. Okay, so the single document for an extension of I2NSF framework for security management automation. This document will initially be produced for the reference as a living list to track and record the discussions. The working group may decide to not publish this document as an RFC. Another deliverable is young data model document for I2NSF application interface. Okay. Third one is a single document for applicability and use cases in I2NSF-based security management automation. First one is a document for framework for security policy translation to support the mapping between high-level YANG module and low-level YANG module. The working group may decide to not publish this document as an RFC. This document will apply the recommendations under discussion in NetMod and OPSA working group on event modeling. Another one is document for remote attestation for I2NSF component based on the work of Latch working group. Finally, a document for I2NSF on container deployment in a cloud native NFV architecture. So this is the deliverable list. And then this is the milestone. Okay, so according to my estimation, so March 2020, we adopt an extension of I2NSF framework for security management automation. as a working group document. And July next year, adopt a young data model for I2NSF application interface as a working group document. The same time, adopt remote attestation for I2NSF components as a working group document. And next year, November, adopt a framework for security policy translation as a working group document. And March 2020, adopt I2NSF on container deployment. And lastly, July 2022, adopt applicability and use cases, consider all our work, and we deliver the application scenario. Okay, so this is my preparation for rechartering. And next slide, I just report our hackathon project. So maybe during discussion, we can use it. I attach the appendix. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so before we begin discussion, Roman, our AD, couldn't be here, so I'll relay some notes that he had. So three things. First is next steps would need to be confirmed on the mailing list, and we can't reach decisions in this interim meeting. Second point is that, well, there's a feeling that there's really a small group of contributors and a kind of silent working group outside that small group. So we'd need broader support for future work to be demonstrated. I mean, we need to demonstrate that there's a larger group that is willing to do work, reviews, whatever, for these new items. And additionally, after many years, the working group still hasn't finished the core deliverables. Why is it appropriate to take on new work if previously described work is not yet done? So yeah, that's from Roman. So we might want to answer these questions before or during the discussion of this proposal.
So I
this
think
isn't me, Teco.
Okay, so
yeah, just
okay, maybe somebody
right.
some speak up and then I can answer some questions. Okay.
Okay, just a couple of comments on this. When it comes to the core deliverables, I do believe that the core deliverables are available. There is one missing deliverable, that is the one on the information model. But as I suggested, I think that the information model can be was useful as an input to the data model, but is not an essential deliverable. We can try to reformulate some of the aspects in these deliverables that have been, well, many of the aspects that were in that deliverable that has not been produced were translated into work in the other deliverables, and what is missing is precisely part of what we have here. This is one thing. The second thing is true that there is a small core set of contributors, but well, I think that this is something that could be said of many other groups. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to gauge this. I mean, it's for sure it's Roman's impression, and it's difficult to argue against it. But if you look at, I don't know, groups like I2NSF or groups like, well, I remember being in the Radex group in which we were literally 4 inside the room with one person that was presenting everything, and the Radex was going on and on and on. But I'm not saying that this is about number. I believe that probably it's true that the list has not been very active, and probably this is something that we have to sort out by doing being more active in making reviews, etc. In summary, when it comes to the core deliverables, I would argue that one of these core deliverables during the lifetime of the group was transformed into something else. In the second case, well, we can try to expand this precisely because when things like, for example, automation or container environments, I assume is something that would be of higher interest for the community.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So Linda, so we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So so looking at those current drafts we have, right? We have quite a few working group drafts, but we are pending for this NSF facing data model to be revised so that we can submit other ones to IESG, because Roman really wants to finish one data model first, and he has provided the comments. So I waiting for you guys to revise the drafts. That's the NSF facing interface. And second, like for example, you mentioned this interface between NSF to the analytical tool. That information should be covered by the NSF monitoring data model, right? So, yeah, in this example, I do see this is a very good picture. Thank you. So I see this blue line from NSF to the NSF analyzer. That is actually covered by the current charter, right? The monitoring interface. So I see one thing missing, which is the application interface. So I personally will feel more comfortable in the charter discussion to describe what kind of information is flowing through this application interface to see that if the current charter actually can support it.
Okay, the Linda application interface case, this is generated by analyzer. So monitoring interface providing raw data information. So such as, let me show you. So this hackathon, we implemented the monitoring interface like this. Okay, so this is our I2NSF user. This is a security controller, and this is DMS. Okay, and then so we implemented this. So web filter case, we are using JSON less conf rather than netconf. Maybe next time we using netconf. So we got, for example, system interface, some incoming, outgoing traffic information, and other log information such as CPU usage, disk left, disk usage, memory. So those kinds of system and also traffic information, this is important, some statistics. Those information collected by I2NSF analyzer. And then using machine learning, deep learning, we can analyze this NSF is overloaded by some genuine traffic or attacked by some other supply chain attack or some inside attack. So, and then that kind of information generated as a feedback information and delivered to security controller. So that's why we need requires new interface. So monitoring cases just provide raw data, right? Like that.
Okay, so so this monitoring, this hackathon, that's really good that you have actually implemented this. So my question is, are those information, those attributes being incorporated into the NSF monitoring data model?
So maybe maybe sometime currently monitoring an interface case just focus on raw data information rather than some processed data. So my preference is we just providing monitoring. Current draft name is I2NSF NSF monitoring data young model, but we extended this one for interface. Such means configure monitored some data, some features, and also we can collect the raw data. So we add some XML examples to configure and collect monitoring data. So, and then we can say this draft is a monitoring interface. So, and then, so I said, so application interface is a new interface. So, yeah.
Okay. So regarding to address Roman's comments about the current deliverable, right? So what's your plan? Like, see, we have NSF facing interface. The data model is waiting for your revision, and then after that, we're going to close the consumer facing interface, um, and then we're going to like if you want to revise the monitoring data model, that's fine. The registration interface. So all those work need to be closed, at least submit for IESG.
Right.
review.
Yeah. So okay. So you can see. So I think the capability young model. The Sujan and I working for that one. So Patrick, my student, a PhD student, and I almost done. So only next week we submit and resolve all issues, and once it finished, also agreed by ISG, and we submit a new NSF facing interface. Okay, so this is actually submitted, Linda, I think. Okay, so and then this one is the second one, and the consumer facing also done. So we passed the young doctor review, and registration also we passed the young doctor review. Monitoring case, we have some comment, mediate, and also minor comment. So we reflect and we certify young doctor, and then we submit. We can call rush score. So I believe all of interface is almost done, and so recharting case still we have time, but we need to prepare for next step.
Right. Okay. So second thing about getting more people to participate and review. So have you thought about like what kind of things we can do to make this work more um, visible to larger community?
So I think currently at least the Huawei and the Telefonica and actually the academia case, SKK, my university, also Sungsil University. Also, I think Korea Telecom, they have interest in this one. Also, SK Telecom. So Korean some service provider, I think they have interest in. So, and the European case, Diego can help, and United States case maybe Linda, you can help. You can invite other, right? Other, yeah. At the beginning of our I2NSF, you invited the British Telecom and Deutsche Telecom. So I think our I2NSF work is almost done, and then I think right now is a good time to invite them, and so we can advertise our work to them, and they can take advantage of our work because this is open source project, hackathon project.
Right. So I'm just thinking among this small group, we only have 13 people participating today, right? Maybe we can put together a project plan, like different action items to get more people involved reviewing the work. And we can maybe set up who should contact whom and put together project plan. And then we can come back to discuss maybe 1 month after this and to see how we progress. And meanwhile, you guys finish the ongoing drafts, get them completed, and then we can talk about rechartering. I think that will be a better step concrete step to move forward to address Roman's or AB's comment.
So my group.
In any case, the proposed charter should be sent to the mailing list for comments from the larger community.
Okay. Oh, so you say it again. So you said we need to send this content charter to our mailing list? Okay.
To the I2NSF list. Sometime next week. I mean, when I get the minutes from this meeting and the recording from this meeting up on YouTube, and
okay, sure.
So everybody can see.
Okay, great. So I believe, Linda and Yob, my SKK team tried to finish all the revision young data models before next March, the meeting, IETF meeting 110. So, and then we can, okay. So the chartering work we can mainly focus on. So let us, finish young data models. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions from?
I'd like to ask one of regarding Roman's comment. Something that tags off of Diego's comment. Can you explain what Roman's desire is to have an informational model? It's somewhat contrary to past netconf, netmod, and even the versioning that's going on in the netconf, netmod. Why does he want an informational model?
I think the reason is that our charter calls for an information model document.
Yeah, but when you chartered it, when it started the chartering, it was, well, this one could be useful and just could be interim in the working group and then go away. So why is he stuck on it? I'm just asking a really blunt question, because when it was chartered, they were Benoit said, well, I'm not really sure you want to publish an information model. It's probably best as an interim document. Okay, that was fine. We took that as don't put too much effort, put your effort into the data models. So why does Roman want to go back the other direction?
Well, because the charter says so, and because we never said that we wanted to drop the information model draft. So,
okay, you can tell him that what we were told was the other way around, was you can put it on your charter, but unless there's a real push, it isn't going through the ISG with joy. So, I mean, to be really blunt, oh, come on. We've transitioned ADs and
right. So I'll send a question.
Context.
So next week I'll send him a question to the mailing list, and
then I stated that to him when he had the objection. Did he was his comment? I don't feel that. I feel the effort to go back and try to retrofit an information model to the capabilities and all the rest is sort of make work that we shouldn't have to do, unless he can tell me why we're really going back and doing make work. If he wants to state that, he can state a good reason why. You know, he may have a really good reason, but I can't figure out what he wants. I don't mean to be, you know, Ben and Roman are very intelligent people, but unless they can tell me why I'm going back and retrofitting a model, what value and purposes, I have a real hard time revving up the energy to review and to put that stuff back in. So that's just my real blunt question. I'm glad to help. I've got some cycles, and I'm glad to help for the next 4 to 5 weeks read things with Paul so we can push these over the over to the ISG and over the line. But I thought we were sort of stuck on this, gee, the capability model is key, and gee, Roman wants something that I think there's not a real lot of energy to go do make work right now. I mean, am I being too blunt, Yoav and Linda?
Hey, Sue, thank you very much for stating that. That's very useful. I thought we already dropped the capability information model.
Yeah, well, why do we need why do we need any of the information models if we've gone beyond it? Again, the original charter from Benoit was pretty like, well, you can put it on your charter in case it's useful, but if it isn't, and you go on to a data model, that isn't going to bother us. So if he's got a different model than when we started, tell us why. If
Okay.
I mean,
Just,
that's feedback. Why am I doing something that's make work when we've got a day? The purpose is to get to a data model, see it how it works, get it implemented, at least in open source, throw it out to people and see if it's useful. Going back to an info model, unless there's some useful, he can read the internet drafts. They were there. I'm sorry.
Sue, just to clarify, right now we don't have any information models anymore. The capability info model has been discontinued, and the information
Okay.
need to be captured in the capability data model if there's
Okay.
anything new. So that decision was made in October, right?
but
Well, I thought
Precisely. That's why I was asking. I mean, but that's the only code deliverable I can think of among
That
the
we-
ones that's what Roman was saying about not delivering core documents.
right. So that's
The,
why I was asking.
my
Let me
impression.
turn on my model was, let me turn my photo back on while you can, like, I'm puzzled because I thought like Linda, we'd finished it. What else hasn't been done other than to push these documents over the line into the ISG? I'm just asking so we can help to move things along and help review stuff for Paul, because he's been taking, the editing pen. When you're in the middle of a data model, only one or two people can really edit effectively. So did I ask the wrong question, Yoav, or?
My interpretation is Roman is asking the current working group drafts, like the one he has provided several comments on
Okay.
NSF facing interface data model,
Mhm.
waiting for revision from the authors. And once this one is revised, then we can close the other data model. So all those working
Okay.
group drafts need to be closed and submit and finish all the reviews. That's
Okay,
what-
so he's just looking for us to push these over the line. That's a
Right.
highly reasonable attitude by Roman. I got confused by Diego and some of Yoav's comments, so I'm glad I was blunt. We're not stuck on anything after October. We can just push these over the line and send them through, and then figure out what the next step is.
Right.
So
That's my
that's-
understanding.
My
Yo, is
apologies
that
as
correct?
well. I totally misunderstood the statement from Roman. If he's referring to documents
Okay.
that are in the queue, and
Well, then
I withdraw what I said.
okay, then I think we got a plan. Paul, I got some cycles because my teaching load stops at the end of this week and I don't pick up till middle of January. So I'll try to be good to respond within a day or so, and you can push things over the line. I mean, I understand that's reasonable, Roman, if he's looking for that.
Mhm. So we have how many documents? Registration interface. Oh, mainly is waiting for the NSF facing data model. Get that revised, then we close others because all of them are going through the young doctor reviews now, right? So the next one is close I think the capability data model has been closed, right? So we just need Norman to submit to IESG to review. So Roman basically want one finished, and then he will review the next one.
Okay,
sorry, I was disconnected for a couple of minutes. Did we make any decisions about the information model? No. Okay, so we'll ask on the list.
No, what Linda was saying is Roman isn't looking for the informational model in an informational model. If that's true, withdraw my comments. I just was trying to figure out how do we get I thought we were stuck on the informational model from your comments. If not, we can push toward the data models being reviewed. I'll volunteer to help Paul. I was telling him my teaching load's down over the next 4 weeks. I can help push.
Okay,
him.
sure. Yeah. So yeah, next next week I will submit new revised draft capability young data model with the
That's
revision
great.
letter, and then let's see the direction from IC and the transporter layer some art. So I think we pretty much addressed. So okay, and then we can move out with the NSF facing interface. This one. Okay, and then we move to consumer facing, and then next is registration, and next one is monitoring interface. So so my university, we finished our stuff in the middle of December, and then I focus on our data young model during winter break. So Korea case by the end of February. So we have a long a winter break. So I focus on 2 months for our data young models. Okay.
Okay.
Also, Paul,
Okay.
For this rechartering work initiative, can you draft together like a project plan? Like how do we get more people involved, and
Okay.
then have different people, different potential people who is responsible for what, and then we can come back to discuss that. Maybe
Okay.
in a month
You
or
can say how to gather more people, right?
right,
So,
right. Participants, yeah, get more people interested.
interested. Okay, so I will try to collect or gather more people. Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
was just thinking maybe another aspect. I'm just listening to your talk. This application interface might be useful for 3GPP. Like 3GPP, you have 5G core, right? And then you have the network exposure function with application controller, application function. Maybe they need something there. I'm just thinking aloud.
Okay,
not
cool.
be
Yeah, you
true.
can give
Okay.
some more some specific. Yeah. Okay.
I'll
Okay.
do some
Advice later on.
research
Okay.
that. Okay.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So that's good. Thank you very, very much. This is a good meeting.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
folks. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
You.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Keep safe. Okay. Bye. Bye. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
bye. Keep safe,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.